Hello, Astro Amigos. Welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. In this video, I am going to discuss the monthly horoscope detailed prediction for October 2025. Yes, I am going to cover all the major several life areas ranging from career, health, wealth, marriage, travel, education, and much more. But before I get to the prediction part, let me take a few minutes to tell you the exact planetary alignment and transit happening this month. Starting with Saturn, it will be placed all month long in the sign of Pisces. Rahu, the north node of the moon, will be transiting in its own co-sign of Aquarius. Its counterpart, Ketu, the south node of the moon, will be transiting in the sign of Leo all month long. Jupiter will be finally changing signs. It will leave the sign of Gemini, and about the midway of the month, it will transit to its exaltation sign of Cancer. And I will make a separate video on this very special and important transit. And then if we look at Sun, it will leave the sign of Virgo towards the mid of the month and transit to the debilitation sign of Libra. Similarly, Venus will leave the sign of Leo and will transit to the debilitation sign of Virgo on about October 9. Mercury will transit to the sign of Libra on October 3. And then once again on October 24, it will transit to the next sign of Scorpio. Mars will be pretty much all month long for the most part in the sign of Libra, but towards the very end, in the last 4 or 5 days, it will enter its own sign of Scorpio. And that finally leaves us with the planet Moon. But Moon is the fastest moving planet. It changes constellation every 2 to 3 days. So it is difficult to pinpoint its exact position. So it will keep traversing the zodiac pretty quickly throughout the month. So these are the key placement and positioning of all the 9 planets. So my predictions are mainly based on your ascendant or moon sign per Vedic astrology. If you don't know your signs, I recommend going to a online Vedic birth chart calculator, plugging in your birth details and finding out your signs and watching according to that. I have posted the timestamps in the description box below for your convenience, so you can click on the time that corresponds to your ascendant and moon sign and watch accordingly. So without any further delay, I am going to start to do the predictions for all the 12 signs of the zodiac, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. Let's get started. For my Aries Mesh Rashi friends, let's start with your career area for the month of October. So finally, good news for you guys, because Jupiter, which is a very important planet for you, it controls your house of destiny, luck factor, is finally going to become exalted in the fourth house in the sign of Cancer around midway of the month. And it will directly aspect your 10th house of career. Your ascendant Lord Mars will also be pretty much all month long aspecting the 10th house. So you will have strong support of now Jupiter as well as your ascendant Lord. Saturn, which rules your career house itself, is transiting in the 12th house. So what does this all signify? Well, if you are based in a foreign land, you are located in a foreign country, then you can make tremendous progress in your career area, because the energy flow of the career lord is in foreign lands or any place basically a distance away from your native birthplace. That is where your growth, success, and prosperity will lie. But even if you are based at your native location, then also you will make considerable progress, no doubt about that. So the time has come to finally rise and shine, show your worth, and get appreciated for your hard work and effort. Now, the effort that you will put in will not go in vain, and you will start to get the credit and recognition that you deserve. And good growth and progress will come along with it. Any disputes, hurdles, obstacles will slowly start to clear up, and definitely there is going to be a rainbow now at the end of the tunnel. So, a great time is indicated for career area. If you are thinking of a professional change, then it can be a good time to do it in the second half of the month. If you need to make any important career related decisions, then let Jupiter enter your fourth house. And after that, you will get the right mindset to make the right decisions for your life. If we talk about business, then overall, this month, the first week or so is okay for business area. It is somewhat supportive, but definitely the last 3 weeks, be very careful and try to just stick with the status quo. Try not to take too many risks and just play it safe, because your business lord will be in debilitation. So you need to just play it as safe as possible so that you don't suffer from any sort of reputational damage, any sort of conflicts with your enemies, competitors, any sort of legal troubles, financial challenges. You need to avoid getting entangled in those sort of things. If I talk about finance, then overall, the financial flow is going to be good, right? Because you literally have Rahu transiting in your 11th house in the sign of Aquarius, which it is known to co rule. So, money flow will be there, and it can come suddenly from anywhere and everywhere, because Rahu is known to be a planet, a very materialistic planet, a tamasic graha, and it is very much passion driven, it is very much objective driven. So money can come to you from several different sources, but the wealth accumulation, ability to convert that inflow of money to actual savings, can be lacking a bit, especially in the last 3 weeks, because your wealth lord Venus will be in debilitation, which means that you need to do proper money and financial management and do not throw caution to the wind. If I talk about health, then overall the health area is looking to be pretty good for the most part. Your ascendant lord Lagnesh will be almost throughout the month aspecting your lagna itself, which will help to boost vitality, immunity, and give you surplus energy. Even when it transits to the eighth house, it will be in its own sign of Scorpio, so it will naturally be comfortable. So, overall, no major health concerns are foreseen this month. If I talk about love life, then the love life area is not looking that great as such throughout the month. So you need to take it a bit easy. If you're single, do not rush into anything. Try to get to know that person well before committing. If you're already in a relationship, then try not to kind of basically try to reduce any sort of conflicts, arguments. Do not let things get out of proportion, or that could lead to a possible break in the relationship as well, because towards the midway of the month, your fifth lord, Sun, will be in debilitation, and you also have Ketu, the planet of detachment, in your fifth house. So, just a word of caution. Not the best month for love and romance. If I talk about marriage, for those single people wanting to settle down, wanting to get married, Again, not a good month because you will have Venus pretty much getting debilitated after the 8th or 9th of October, which means you need to be very patient and you need to wait for a better time, which will come when Venus enters its own sign of Libra in the coming month. So, this month, take it easy and do not rush into getting married. The time is not looking auspicious. For those couples already in a marriage, it can be a good time for you to explore, to go on some adventures, outings, maybe go to, a foreign country for a nice vacation where, you just relax and enjoy. It is not the time to keep quarreling, arguing, because it will only create more rifts in your relationship. So you need to keep that at a minimum. If I talk about education, in terms of primary education for those students pursuing high school bachelors, the time is looking phenomenal after Jupiter enters your fourth house, which is around the midway of the month. So the time after that is looking amazing for your studies and examinations. For those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, again, a wonderful time. It is going to be a remarkable time for your academic progress. So make the most of it. If I talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking to be, for the most part, quite good. I do not see any sort of hurdles. Just do not speed and drive your vehicle. That's a word of caution because your third lord will be in conjunction with Mars. If I talk about long distance travel journey vacation, then the time is looking excellent, especially for those people residing abroad in a foreign land and you're thinking of, making a trip back to your home country, a nice vacation, then it is the perfect time to do that, especially in the latter half of the month. If I talk about children, so in terms of progeny area, for those women looking to conceive, who are desiring to have a children, this month is not looking to be ideal because your fifth lord will be under affliction, and even in the first half it will be in the sixth house, so complications cannot be ruled out. So this month not as favorable for progeny area. For those people already having children, there can be some conflicts, ups and downs in the relationship, some sort of alienation you might feel, some sort of bitterment, resentment. So try to keep those emotions under check and try to maintain good, peaceful relationship as much as possible. I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Aries Mesh Rasi friends. It is going to be a mixed bag result oriented month for you in October. I wish you all the best. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, let's start with your career area for the month of October. Looking at your 10th house, you have Rahu, the north node, placed there. It is known to co rule the sign of Aquarius along with Saturn, which is the primary ruler. Saturn is also placed extremely well in the 11th house, in the house of gains, desires, and wish fulfillment. You will have Jupiter transiting to the third house and aspecting your Bhagyasthan, your destiny house. It will also start aspecting Saturn, which is your career lord. Venus will be also aspecting Saturn after the 9th or 10th of October. So, overall, this month is looking phenomenal for you and it should keep only getting better. You should start to see improved results, lot of growth, progress as the month unfolds. It is the time that you will start to get more recognition, respect, and credit for the hard work you have been putting in. It can be a good time for you to even think of a potential job change, think of giving any interviews that you have desired, as overall, the career front and professional life is looking to be quite supportive, and those people employed in the field of IT, engineering, leadership, management, sales, advertising, marketing can do exceptionally well. If I talk about business, overall for the business area, the first, you can say, 3 weeks are not looking supportive. Slowly, in the last week or so, you will start to get very good support as the business lord Mars enters its own sign of Scorpio. That is the time your business area will start to flourish, because even Jupiter's fifth aspect will fall on your business house. So, moving forward, the business area is showing progression. It is indicating growth, prosperity, and success, whether it is on collaborations, potential partnerships, business deals, whatnot. So, this is the time if you're really thinking of focusing on self venture, doing your own thing, there is going to be good support down the road for you. If I talk about financial area for the most part is looking to be quite good for you this month. Again, Jupiter's impact on the 11th house in the second half of the month is showing to increase your financial gains. But the thing is, Mercury, which controls your wealth house, the house of savings, will be transiting to the sixth house and will be there for a major part of the month. That means that a lot of your savings or the inflow of money can go towards maybe taking a loan or repaying an old loan you had taken in the past. So, nothing bad. It just you need to do good financial management here, and you will be just fine financially this month. If I talk about health, overall health area can take a hit, especially after, you can say, the 10th of October, because your ascendant lord will become debilitated. Although still it will be in a good house, in the fifth house, Saturn's impact will be on it. So just try not to neglect any sort of chronic health issues that you might be suffering from, and get that checked up in a timely manner. But no major health concerns are foreseen. If I talk about love life, then overall for the love and relationship area for single people, the time is looking to be quite good, because, well, you have your ascendant Lord Venus itself transiting in the fifth house, which is the house of relationships, but it will be in debilitation. So be mindful of that. So try not to, just take your time. Do not, you don't need to be very hasty in this area, as you will have plethora of opportunities. So just, take your time and enjoy getting to know people. For those couples already in a relationship, be faithful, loyal, caring, honest, transparent with your partner, and that should maintain a very loving and good relationship for you. If I talk about marriage, in terms of those single people wanting to get married, wanting to settle down, the time after the 24th of October, or you can see the time after the 25th, 26th of October, will start to get more supportive for the marriage area, because Mars, which controls your marriage house, will transit to the marriage house itself. So the time will become auspicious for marriage related matters. For those couples already married, the time can be filled with lots of ups and downs in the first 3 weeks or so. And then slowly there will be an improvement in the relationship and married life as the month comes towards an end. So again, if you are on the brink of separation or divorce, you're thinking about it, but you still very much care about your spouse, you're having mixed feelings, then it is better to wait it out, to be more patient and see how the end of the month brings for you, because even Jupiter's aspect will now fall on your marriage house. So a major improvement in the married life can be seen moving forward. If I talk about education in terms of primary education for those students pursuing bachelor's high school, the time is going to be quite tough, especially in the last 2 weeks of this month. So, you know, you will need to really focus hard if you want to do well in your studies and examinations. If I talk about higher education, those students pursuing master's, PhD program, postdoc, then the time is looking excellent throughout the month and you will make very good academic progress. If I talk about travel in terms of short distance travel journey, the second half of the month is looking exceptional for that. And in terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the entire month is looking to be very much supportive for the same. If I talk about children, so in the area of progeny, for those women looking to conceive who are desiring to have children, well, the first, you can say the first week can be good, but overall, you know, it can be a bit tough because your fifth lord will start transiting in the sixth house, which can create complications and might not be conducive for the progeny area, but your focus will definitely be towards that because your ascendant lord itself will be in the fifth house. So it can be a good time to consult with, trusted, genuine, well reputed doctors to get good sound advice if you are really desiring a child and you have been, struggling to conceive. So it can be a good time to put your energy towards research and to finding a good solution for that. For those people already having children, overall, your relationship for the most part will be mixed throughout the month. There will be some ups and there will be some downs, but overall, no major issues are foreseen. I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Taurus friends, and I hope you have a very nice month of October. For my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, let's start with your career area for the month of October. Well, your career lord, Jupiter, is finally going to transit in the second house in its exaltation sign of Cancer, its Ucha Rashi, which is Karka Rashi, from mid of October onwards, which is a boon in disguise for you because not only will it get exceptionally strong in its favorite sign of Cancer, from the second house, it will also aspect the 10th house, which is its own house of career, where Saturn is placed. This means a lot of rewards, lot of new opportunities, or is on the horizon for you. So, tremendous growth, success, progress, everything is seen in the coming time. You will even have Venus, which is your fifth lord, transiting to the fourth and aspecting, transiting to the fourth from October 9 onwards and aspecting your 10th house of career. And that is where Saturn, its best friend, is placed. So, a lot of beneficial, desired changes can take place on the career front. Those who are jobless can definitely land a new job opportunity with a desired salary and benefits package. Any sort of relocation related matters can pan out as desired. Any sort of bonus, promotion, salary increment area will also unlock a lot of blessings for those people who have not got a raise, who have not got a promotion, a salary increment in a long time. Finally, these things can definitely start playing out. Improved relationship with your bosses, colleagues, subordinates will also be seen across the board. So, to summarize, a really wonderful time is seen for career area now, and a great time to start giving interviews and think about any important career related decisions that you need to make. If I talk about business area, then business area wise, Jupiter again controls your business house and it will be exalted, which means a lot of profit, a lot of growth, increase in revenue can be seen on the business front. But if you are in a business relationship or a business partnership with someone, then there can be some ups and downs in that area. So you need to be cautious. Also, be careful in your interaction with your subordinates, your employees. Make sure that they are treated fairly. Do not be disrespectful or do not look down upon them, as that can cause issues for you in the coming time. So, the more respectful you are, the more your business will grow and flourish. Treat your subordinates, your employees like your family, and Jupiter will bless you immensely. If I talk about finance, then lo and behold, from the mid of the month onwards, Jupiter itself will become exalted in your Dhanastan, in your wealth house. And your 11th Lord Mars will also, for the most part, be aspecting the 11th house itself pretty much the entire month, which means financially this month will be a blessing for you. You will start to, get gains from a lot of different sources of income. Your savings will grow, your bank balance will improve, and all things will start to flourish financially, and you will become more financially stable than ever before. If I talk about health, then health wise, this month is looking good for you. I do not see any major concerns. Health area is looking to be positive. Your ascendant Lord will be well placed throughout the month. Maybe just towards the very end, there could be some minor health issues crop up when Mercury starts transiting in the sixth house. But again, nothing too major. If you're running a good Dasha Bhukti, then it is going to be a fabulous month for you health wise. If I talk about love life, then for single people wanting to get into a relationship, it is not looking to be a good month for the most part, because your fifth lord will be in debilitation. So you need to take it a bit easy. You do not need to rush into anything, although your energy will be very much focused towards finding a new relationship, because your ascendant lord itself will be transiting in the fifth house. So in a way, there will be a Rashi Parivartan Yog between Mercury and Venus. So it can lead to some good opportunities as well. So you don't need to dismiss everything, but just be a bit prudent in making decisions. If I talk about those couples already in a relationship, overall, if you are loving, caring, honest, transparent, loyal towards your partner, then you are going to have a phenomenal relationship this month. And if you are going to do anything behind your partner's back, you're going to be sneaky, then it will only create major headaches for you. If I talk about marriage, for people wanting to get married, wanting to settle down, overall, a good month for the most part. If you're running again a favorable dasha bhukti, like you're running Jupiter dasha or Antar dasha, then the time is still looking quite auspicious for marriage related matters. For those couples already married, there is going to be a very good time you will experience in your married life for the most part, with some minor ups and downs here and there. There can be some really fun family get-togethers, family reunions on the cards. So be prepared for that. If I talk about education, in terms of primary education for those students pursuing bachelor's, high school, then the time is looking to be good as long as you can stay focused, you can stay determined with your studies. because there is a strong chance you could face some temptations, distractions. So be mindful of that. If I talk about those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, then the time is looking to be good throughout the month. It is going to be progressive period for you. If I talk about travel in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is not looking good throughout the month. So if you can refrain from traveling too much, and instead if you can maybe do like a hybrid job or a fully remote job, if you have that capacity or ability, it will be better for you. If I talk about long distance travel journey vacation, then the time is looking supportive throughout the month. Finally, children, in the area of progeny, for those women looking to conceive who are desiring to have children, not a good month, because your fifth lord Venus will be in debilitation. So it can be a struggle. If I talk about those people already having children, then your relationship with your children can face some ups and downs. But if you're clever enough to mitigate those issues and to resolve them amicably, then you can have a very good time in the relationship with your children as well. I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, and I hope you have a terrific month of October. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, let's start with your career area for this month. Well, for the most part, you will have your career lord Mars impacting the career house pretty much all month long. You will also have Sun's direct impact on the career house in the latter half of the month, along with even Mercury. These are all good aspects. And then the most important one is Jupiter is finally entering your Lagna in the second half of the month, which is a major positive transit for you, because Jupiter is generally considered a very good and beneficial planet for your ascendant. It also controls your destiny and luck factor, and it is the Karak of that. So, overall, very good growth, progress, and success is indicated. Lot of good opportunities can present themselves to you, whether it is for a job change, applying for a promotion, bonus, salary increment. If you do not have a job, a very strong chance of landing a new job opportunity is seen. A desired job transfer might finally play out for you. Better relation, cooperation with your colleagues, bosses, subordinates, all this can now start to pan out. So, a very good time professionally and on the job front is indicated as the month progresses. If I talk about business, then again, a great time is now starting to show itself from the second half of the month onwards, when Jupiter will finally enter your Lagna and impact the business house as well as your business lord Saturn. Even Mars will be impacting the business house with its exalted aspect on it. So that means your business area will be strongly activated and can yield some really profitable results for you in the second half of this month. If I talk about finance, then overall, the financial area can be a mixed bag result, where there can be some sudden unexpected inflow of money, but some sudden outflow of money as well. Savings might not be up to par due to your second lord becoming debilitated. Maybe those savings or that inflow of money can possibly go towards spending on some big asset, possibly a car, vehicle, real estate, or maybe it could be travel related to a foreign country, a nice vacation, a luxury vacation. So something along those lines can pan out. If I talk about health area, then for the most part, the health area is looking to be quite good. I do not see any major concerns As long as you do take good care of your health, you do not ignore any sort of acute health issues, you are going to be just fine. If I talk about love life, then for single people wanting to get into a relationship, the last 4 or 5 days are looking to be quite beneficial this month, not the first 3 weeks at all, because your fifth Lord Mars will be placed 12 places away in the fourth house, which is not a conducive position for relationship area. But as soon as Mars enters its own sign of Scorpio towards the end of the month in the fifth house, it will present you with good opportunities to connect with some potential suitable matches. For those couples already in a relationship, the first 24 25 days could be a testing time for your relationship. But as soon as Mars enters the fifth house itself, all problems will vanish. And also now Jupiter's aspect will be on the fifth house. So overall, the second half of the month will keep getting better for the relationship area. If I talk about marriage, then the time is now looking to be phenomenal for marriage related events in the second half of the month. And especially for those people who want to settle down, the time is now looking to be more fruitful, as you will start to now get more suitable proposals and alliances for marriage. For those couples already married, if there were a lot of issues, disputes, quarrels, arguments in your married life till now, finally there will be a big respite in that area due to Jupiter's aspect on the seventh house and on the seventh Lord Saturn. So naturally, a lot of blessings in your married life will be felt, which means a blissful and harmonious married life is foreseen ahead. If I talk about education in terms of primary education for those students pursuing bachelor's high school, the time is going to be a bit tough this month, so you will need to really focus to get good grades. For those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, the time is going to be phenomenal, especially in the latter half of the month. So make the most of it. In terms of travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking to be mostly good and successful. Just do not speed and drive your vehicle. And as long as long distance travel journey and vacation goes, the second half of the month is looking to be very much supportive as compared to the first half. Finally, children, in terms of those women looking to conceive, for the progeny area, the last 4 or 5 days of this month is only looking fruitful, and not the first 24 25 days when Mars will be placed in the fourth house. But as soon as it enters the fifth house, lo and behold, the time will get very auspicious for the progeny area for those women who are hoping to conceive and have a child. For those people already having children, there can be some sort of alienation, distance you might feel in the first 3 weeks or so. As the month comes towards an end in the last 4 or 5 days, the relationship with your children will very much improve. There can be some get togethers, reunions on the cards, and it will just be a fun gala time towards the end of the month. So I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, and I wish you the best. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, let's talk about your career area first. Well, the first week or so is going to be fine. It will be mostly status quo. But as soon as Venus enters its debilitation sign of Virgo, that is when you need to be more cautious from the second week onwards, because even Saturn's impact will be on your career house along with Mars. Try not to take any impulsive, hasty career related major decision this month. You need to put that on hold and wait for your career lord to slowly come out of debilitation, after which you can start to make important decisions. Definitely avoid getting entangled into office politics. Do not, avoid gossiping. quarrels, arguments, disputes at all cost, and instead stay focused on your duties, tasks, and projects, and that way you will avoid any misfortune. If I talk about the business area, then there can be some slight improvement on the business front due to your business lord Saturn starting to get the aspect of Devguru Brihaspati from the third week onwards, which means slightly improved fortune, a bit more luck being supportive, destiny becoming stronger in terms of business related decisions. That still doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind because Rahu is in your business house. Although it is in its own cosine of Aquarius, you need to be careful. You need to make strategic long term decisions, and you need to again avoid any sort of impulsive, hasty decision making on the business front as well. If I talk about finance, then financially, it is going to be, you can say, a mediocre month. Not too great, not bad either. You will have opportunities to amass wealth. You will have opportunities to increase your savings, your bank balance, but you need to be very wise with your financial investments. You need to utilize good money management skills, and then that is the only way you can do well this month on the financial front. If I talk about health, health wise, it is going to be a sensitive month, especially in the second half, because your ascendant lord sun will become debilitated. Although it will be strongly placed in the third house, which is a good placement, still it will be in debilitation. So you need to take care of your health, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and yeah, just eat the right kind of food and do not neglect health issues if something was to bother you. If I talk about love life, then overall, the first 2 weeks of this month is looking to be quite good for the love and romantic area for single people, but not so much in the last 2 weeks of the month because your fifth lord will start transiting in the 12th house. And the same applies for couples already in a relationship. The first 2 weeks can be blissful, but the last 2 weeks can bring some ups and downs and challenges in your relationship. So you will need to address those. In the marriage area, for those people wanting to settle down, wanting to get married, the last 2 weeks of the month can actually help you to make better decisions for the marriage area because Jupiter will start aspecting your marriage lord Saturn. Still, take it easy. Do not rush into anything. Rahu is there in your marriage house. So you need to, again, be very diligent. You need to take your time and you need to be very prudent in making such an important life decision. For those couples already married, the first 2 weeks are going to be quite blissful for your married life. The last 2 weeks can bring some problems that will need to be addressed. But overall, if you care for your spouse, you are truly, you respect your spouse, you are transparent with them, then overall it will be a smooth ride. If I talk about education in terms of primary education for those students pursuing bachelor's high school, the time is going to be quite a bit tough, at least for the first 3 weeks. Then slowly things will get a whole lot better. For those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, overall the month is looking to be exceptional for higher education related area. In terms of travel, for short distance travel journey, the time is not looking that great for the last 3 weeks. So if you have an option of working hybrid remote job, then it will be better for you. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is looking to be very good and supportive. So you can certainly embark on the same. Finally, children and progeny area. For those women looking to conceive, the first 2 weeks are looking to be supportive and not so much the last 2 weeks. In terms of those people having children, your relationship with them will be mostly good throughout the month, although in the last 2 weeks, there can be some sort of distance alienation in the sense that they might relocate for pursuing higher studies, or they might get a new job which can enable them to move further away from you. So that sort of thing can take place. But nothing major nothing major problematic is seen in the relationship with your children. I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Leo Simha Rashi friends, and I wish you the best. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, let's start with your career area this month. Your career lord Mercury will be quite well placed throughout the month, which means good progression is seen. Because even Jupiter will start transiting in your 11th house and become exalted. And Jupiter is a key planet for you. It rules very important houses in your chart, especially the fourth house, which is connected to mental happiness, relaxation, peace of mind. So, naturally, it indicates you will be happy with your work. If there are any important changes you are looking for, work related, then those might play out, and things on a general level should start improving, as there will not be any other major afflictions as such. Just do not take any sudden impulsive hasty decisions, because Mercury will be conjunct with Mars, which is your eighth lord. So you need to take decisions only after carefully thinking things through. Try not to have too much of a dual mind this month. If I talk about business area, then overall the business area is looking to be quite good, very positive, because the business lord will become exalted, which is Jupiter, and it will also aspect the business house itself, which is its own house. And that is where Saturn is also placed. So, naturally, better opportunities for growth, for networking, for connecting with important people who can, guide you in the right direction, maximizing profitability, you know, business partnerships becoming more stable, better support and cooperation from your subordinates, employees is seen. If I talk about finance, then overall for financial area, the time is looking to improve. Naturally, Jupiter becoming exalted in your 11th house, your ascendant lord transiting in the second house means improved savings, growth, financially, and abundance of money in a way from different sources of income. So financial stability is going to become quite strong this month. So make the most of it. If I talk about health area, then overall the health area is looking to be fine. I do not see any major concerns as such. So as long as you take good care of your health, you will remain fit and fine. If I talk about love life, for those people in a, wanting to get into a relationship, wanting to find a partner, the time is improving considerably in the second half of the month. So be proactive, as you never know who you might come across. For those couples already in a relationship, the time will improve a whole lot again. And overall, your relationship will grow, prosper. The trust and bond will only flourish as the month progresses. In terms of marriage, for those people looking to settle down, looking to get married, here finally some relationships might actually convert to marriage now. You might really think of taking the next step and locking it down, getting married. So it can happen for many people. For those couples already married, the time is going to become very good for your married life. Overall, marital relationship is looking to be peaceful, and overall, it is going to be a great quality time that you will experience with your spouse. as the month keeps progressing forward. If I talk about education in terms of those students, seeking primary education like bachelor's, high school, the time is looking phenomenal as the month progresses, especially in the second half of the month. Whereas for higher education, for those students pursuing PhD, master's, postdoc, the time will be good as long as you do not get too much tempted by distractions, as there will be a lot of temptations and distractions on your mind. So if you push those aside and you really focus on your objectives, then you will do great. If I talk about travel in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is not looking as conducive, at least for the first 3 weeks or so. Then the time will get a whole lot better. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is mediocre as long as you do your proper due diligence and, you know, before embarking on a major long distance journey, it will be fine. If you can take maybe a trusted friend, a sibling, or a family member along with you on very long distance travels, it will be ideal. Finally, coming to children area, for those women looking to conceive in the progeny area, the time is now starting to improve, especially in the second half of the month. Jupiter's blessings will be on your fifth house, which means the progeny area will be strongly activated. Now, again, to get more specific results, you need to make sure to check your natal chart, your dasha, bhukti, all these factors will also come into play. For those people already having children, your relationship with them will only keep improving as the month unfolds, and they will start to become more obedient and respectful due to Jupiter's blessings on both your fifth lord and the fifth house. So I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, and I hope you have a fantastic month of October. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, let's start with your career area this month. Well, lo and behold, you have Jupiter finally entering your career house and becoming exalted in the latter half of the month. That itself is a blessing in disguise, no doubt about that, because Jupiter, which is a Kark of happiness, good luck, success, prosperity, fortune, destiny, all these factors is going to be exalted in your career house, which means plenty of opportunities will start presenting themselves to you for growth, prosperity, and success. So now it is you who has to juggle and consider what is the best course for your future goals and aspirations in regards to your career, and make the right decisions, because Jupiter also represents wisdom, knowledge. So you will have plenty of tools to make the right decisions for your future career growth. And if you don't have a job, a very strong chance of a new job that you might land this month, especially in the second half. So be proactive, keep applying, and do not give up. The better time for your career is just starting. If I talk about business area, then a very good time again is indicated. Your business Lord Mars will be for the most part of the month aspecting the business house itself, which means you will have ample energy, drive, passion to pursue your business goals and objectives, and you will be able to fulfill it for the most part. In the last week or so, there can be some ups and downs if you are in a business partnership with someone. So just try to manage that. But overall, the profitability and revenue is looking to be stronger than before. If I talk about finance, then overall, the financial area is looking to be good, although there can be some slight gap in the income flow because there could be a change in your career. You might take a few weeks off before you start a new role. So that could create some sort of gap in the money flow, but overall, your savings will be good. You can generate good yield on return on your assets that you have invested. So overall, the financial area is looking to be quite decent. If I talk about health area, then health is going to be, you can say, a slightly sensitive this month, especially after the 10th of October, because your ascendant Lord Venus will start transiting in the 12th, where it will be in debilitation and also receiving the aspect of Saturn. So take care of your health this month. Do not ignore health issues, and that way you will be fine. If I talk about love life, for the love and romantic area, things will start to improve for those people seeking a new relationship, because Jupiter will start aspecting your fifth lord. But again, do not take any impulsive, hasty decisions, because Rahu is present in the fifth house. And for those couples already in a relationship, again, be faithful, loyal, transparent with your partner, and that way you will have an amazing relationship with them. If I talk about marriage, for those people wanting to settle down, this month is actually looking to be quite favorable for marriage related matters, because Mars is aspecting the marriage house itself. But that marriage can be more so supported if you are in a foreign land, or if you are, let's say, marrying a foreigner or a person from a different culture, background, race, religion, language. Then there is a better chance of that fructifying in a positive way. For those couples already married, there will be a lot of passion, pleasure, sensuality that you will experience this month. So enjoy your time with your spouse. If I talk about education in terms of those students pursuing primary education like bachelor's, high school, the time is looking to improve considerably in the second half of the month. Whereas for those students pursuing master's, PhD program, postdoc, higher education, the time is looking to be quite favorable throughout the month. So you will make good academic progress. In terms of travel, short distance travel journey is looking to be quite good throughout the month, again, because your third lord will become exalted. Whereas for long distance travel journey vacation, again, the time is looking to be supportive. So you can certainly embark on the same. Finally, children, for the progeny area, for those women looking to conceive, the time is now starting to improve. But again, make sure your natal chart supports that, your dasha, bhukti, all these factors need to be verified. If I talk about those people already having children, then your relationship with them will start to improve. Any misunderstandings will start to be resolved. And overall, a much better harmonious time is indicated. I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Libra Tula Rashi friends, and I wish you the best. For my Scorpio Vrishika Rashi friends, let's start with your career area this month. Well, the first 2 weeks are going to be, for the most part, positive, because your career lord sun will be well placed in the 11th house, in the house of gains. But in the latter half of the month, around the mid of October, it will transit to the 12th house, in the house of loss, expenses, anxiety, tension, fears, and that too in the debilitation sign of Libra. So, this is a sensitive time for your professional life. You need to be very cautious. You need to think twice before taking any important decisions, and just avoid being too impulsive or hasty. And that way, you will protect yourself from any misfortune. If I talk about business area, then overall, the business front is looking to be positive for the most part, because although your business lord Venus will become debilitated, it will be in the 11th house, which is a good placement. And that too, there will be a mutual exchange of aspect between Saturn and Venus, which are best friends. And there will be a Rashi Parivartan Yog between Venus and Mercury. So, overall, if you are running a business connected to foreign lands, or has any sort of interaction with foreigners, people from different culture, backgrounds, then it will tend to do well. But it is still a month to be a bit careful, cautious, and avoid making major financial business investments. If I talk about finance, then overall the financial area is looking to be good because your wealth lord will become exalted, which is Jupiter. It will be strong, and your 11th lord will also be, in the 12th house, creating a Rashi Parivartan Yoga with Venus. But there can be a lot of expenses on the cards as well, but it can be for things that you enjoy or desire, such as traveling, shopping, entertainment, whatever it might be. But there will be expenses on the cards, so be aware of that. If I talk about health area, in terms of health, it can be a sensitive month for the first 3 weeks due to your ascendant lord being in the 12th house. So take care of your health, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. In the last week or so, things will start to improve considerably, and you will regain your immunity. Your vitality will, become strong. You will feel robust. Your energy levels will amplify. So there is a rainbow at the end of the tunnel in terms of the health area. If I talk about love life, for single people wanting to find a partner, the time is improving quite a bit, especially in the second half of the month when Jupiter will start aspecting the fifth house. So a lot of good doors of opportunity can open up for single people. For those couples already in a relationship who were going through ups and downs, now you will start to feel much more stability. You will become more committed than ever before, and you can start to get quite serious about taking your relationship to the next level. Marriage, in terms of those people wanting to get married, wanting to settle down, the time is looking to improve. It is getting better because your seventh lord will be transiting in the 11th house. So it is looking quite positive from that perspective, although it will be in debilitation. So make sure to check your birth chart, your dasha bhukti, and verify all factors support marriage related matters. For those couples already married, overall, there will be pleasure, enjoyment in your married life that you will feel. But at times, there can be some sort of lack of communication, lack of transparency that you might feel as well. So try to work on that and try to bridge any sort of potential gaps in communication to maintain good harmony and peace in your married life. If I talk about education in terms of primary education for those students pursuing bachelor's, high school, the time is going to get better. There will still be some temptations and distraction on the cards, but as long as you kind of focus, you're going to do great. In terms of those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, you will do very well starting with the third week and onwards. If I talk about travel in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is starting to get a whole lot better from the third week onwards. And the same applies for long distance travel journey and vacations. If I talk about children in the terms of progeny area, for those women looking to conceive, the time is improving manifold from the third week onwards. But of course, you need to make sure your natal chart supports progeny area as well. And as far as those people who already have children, your relationship with them will keep improving as the month keeps progressing, and they will start to become very much more obedient and respectful towards you. So I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Scorpio Vrishchik Rashi friends, and I wish you all the best. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, let's talk about your job area first. Well, the first 3 to 3.5 weeks is looking to be positive for the most part, as your career lord Mercury will be well placed in the 11th house. There will be a Rashi Parivartan Yog created between Venus and Mercury, connecting the 10th and 11th houses, which can open up some good doors of opportunities for you, maybe for a job change, or even if you are giving any interviews, your luck factor and destiny can support you much better. Overall, your charm, magnetism will be stronger this month. Any pending issues with your subordinates, with your bosses, colleagues can be easily resolved. And overall, a much better, peaceful, harmonious, and enjoyable time is seen on the job front. Similarly, if we talk about business, same thing applies. The first 3 to 3.5 weeks is looking strong, looking beneficial, progressive, profitable. But the last week, or you can say the last 4 or 5 days, is a bit kind of sensitive, both for your business and career area. So you need to maintain caution and avoid any impulsive, hasty decisions or actions. If I talk about finance, then overall, the financial area will be good for the most part, although you need to be very prudent in terms of your investments, in terms of how you spend your money, in what assets do you invest, whether it's risky speculations or whether it is safe, stable, long term focused. And if you are wise and you do good financial money management, then you will do great financially this month. If I talk about health, then overall, the health area can be slightly sensitive, as in your focus and energy might go towards addressing any chronic health issues that you might be facing. And in a way, it is a good thing, as that can help you to recover and get back on your feet and feel healthy once more. If I talk about love life, then overall, for single people, the time is looking great this month. Especially, you can say at least the first 3 weeks, where some good opportunities can come around. And for those couples already in a relationship, it will be filled with a lot of passion, romance, love. Overall, it is going to be a good time. If I talk about marriage area, for those people wanting to settle down, wanting to get married, the time practically for the most part of the month is looking to be good. At least till Mercury is in the 11th house, you will have blessings for fructifying your married life, or getting married if that is what you desire. But again, make sure to check your natal chart, dasha, bhukti, and then confirm the same. If I talk about those couples already married, overall, with the exception of some arguments, quarrels here and there, you should have a blissful married life for the most part. Education, in terms of primary education, for those students pursuing bachelor's high school, the time is looking to be good. It is looking to be improving as the month unfolds. Whereas for higher education, for those students pursuing master's, PhD program, postdoc, the time for the first 2 weeks is looking to be quite fruitful, but in the last 2 weeks, it can prove to be a bit challenging. So be watchful of that. If I talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is looking to be fairly good throughout the month. And if I talk about long distance travel journey vacation, the first 2 weeks are looking to be much more suitable as compared to the last 2 weeks. If I talk about children in the progeny area, for those women looking to conceive, pretty much the first 3 weeks are looking to be quite supportive for that, whereas the last week or so, not as much. For those people already having children, your relationship with your children will be good for the most part. If you can maybe, go out on some outings, adventure, a fun family picnic, or you play some sports with them, it will help to channel the energy of Mars in the positive way. So I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Dhanu Rashi friends, and I wish you the best. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, let's talk about your career area first. Well, it is definitely going to be very much activated because there will be a conjunction of Mars, Mercury, and Sun in your 10th house itself. And especially Mars and Sun both become Digbali, gain directional strength in the 10th house. But the slight issue is that your actual career lord Venus will be placed in the 9th house, which is 12 places away from the 10th house of career it rules. And it will also be in the debilitation sign of Virgo. The good thing here is that it will create a Rashi Parivartan Yog with Mercury. So, which means that overall, for the most part, you should experience good and positive results if you are running a good Dasha and Bhukti. You still need to be careful with taking any impulsive, hasty decisions. Try to stick with the status quo, keep working hard, stay focused on your duties, tasks, and projects, and you will see some amazing changes unfold. Just try to mitigate any type of risk taking this month and play it safe so that you avoid any sort of unexpected misfortune. If I talk about the business area, then overall, the business area is going to be quite fruitful for you because your Jupiter is entering your business house itself, where it will become exalted. So the latter half of the month is looking to be exceptional for the business related activities, new growth opportunities, plans for expansion, new connections. There is going to be a lot of new doors of opportunity basically open up for you in the business area. So be proactive and keep pursuing your business interest with utmost focus, passion, and dedication, and you will start to see the good results unfold before your eyes. If I talk about finance, then overall, the financial area will be strong for the most part throughout the month because your 11th Lord will be directionally very powerful. Jupiter will start aspecting your second Lord Saturn. So, naturally, increase in savings, abundance in the financial flow is indicated. So, as long as you are wise with your financial investments, how you spend your money, you are good with money management, you will find that this month is quite rewarding for you financially. If I talk about health area, then health area is actually going to improve quite a bit because your ascendant Lord Saturn, which is first of all well placed, will also start to receive the blessings of Jupiter and also on your Lagna. So, a double sided bonus for you. Overall health, immunity, vitality is looking to be strong. If I talk about love life, for those single people wanting to get into a relationship, the time is looking fruitful because Bhavat Bhavam will be activated here. The Lord of the fifth house, placed 5 places away from the house it rules in the ninth, creates the Bhavat Bhavam rule. So naturally, plethora of opportunities can present themselves to you. You just need to discern well and choose the person that is a right match for you. For those couples already in a relationship, your month will be, for the most part, filled with a lot of love, romance, passion. So enjoy it to the fullest. In terms of marriage, for single people wanting to get married, for those people looking to commit and lock down their relationship, the time is looking very good now because Jupiter, the planet of expansion, planet of luck, destiny, good fortune, is going to be exalted in your marriage house itself. So, a lot of blessings are going to be there for people wanting to get married. Those couples already married and were going through some ups and downs, all those issues will now be resolved and you can be back on the same page moving forward with your spouse. So, overall, good harmony, peace is indicated in your married life. If I talk about education in terms of primary education for those students studying bachelor's high school, the time for the most part is looking to be quite progressive and supportive. Whereas for those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, the time is again looking to be fruitful, but you will need to be very much focused and you need to avoid any sort of temptations and distractions. Travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking very favorable, especially in the second half of the month. Whereas for long distance travel journey vacation, the time is looking good from October 10 onwards. If I talk about children, in the progeny area, for those women looking to conceive who are desiring to have children, the time will be strongly activated after October 10. So you need to verify your birth chart and make sure your natal chart, your dasha, bhukti, all support this as well. For those people already having children, and if there were some ups and downs in the relationship with them, things can improve to a great extent after October 10 onwards, when Venus will start transiting in the ninth house. And it will only keep improving as the month progresses. So I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Capricorn friends, and I hope you have a nice month of October. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, let's talk about your career area this month. Well, the first 3.5 weeks can be a bit tough for you career wise because your career lord Mars will be transiting 12 places away in the ninth house. So you need to take any important career related decision only after thinking things through. Avoid being impulsive. If you can delay or postpone any important career related decisions till maybe the last 4 or 5 days of this month, it will be most ideal for you. Because in the last 4 or 5 days, Mars will become Digbali in its own house of career in the 10th in the sign of Scorpio. So that is the time, will be very favorable for you career wise. So patience is key this month for your career area. And towards the end of the month, there will be some good positive changes and transformations that can take place. If I talk about the business area, then the first 2 weeks are looking to be mediocre, whereas the last 2 weeks are actually going to be quite tough for you business wise because your business lord sun will become debilitated, right? So, overall, you need to just take it easy this month. Try to stick with the status quo, avoid any major unnecessary business related risk, and just keep working hard so that you can avoid any sort of misfortune. If I talk about finance, overall, your financial area is actually going to start to improve because your finance, your 11th lord of finances, Jupiter, is going to become exalted. And it will also aspect the second house where Saturn is placed. And that is its own sign and own house, which means good progression is indicated in the inflow of money as well as the wealth accumulation, savings, and increased bank balance. Just make sure to invest wisely and be good with your money management skills, and you will do great. If I talk about health, then overall the health area will start to be good and improved because your ascendant lord will start to get the aspect of Jupiter itself from the third week onwards. So in the second half of the month, you will feel much healthier and you will get a boost to your immunity and vitality. If I talk about love life, for single people wanting to get into a relationship, this month can offer some good opportunities, but just do not be impulsive because your fifth lord Mercury will be in conjunction with Mars. For those couples already in a relationship, overall, there will be love, passion, pleasure, but there can be some arguments and disputes on the cards as well. So watch out for that. In terms of marriage, for people looking to get married, wanting to settle down, this is not a good month for that. So I will say refrain from getting married this month if possible. For those couples already married, there can be some tumultuous time you might feel in your married life, but it is a temporary phase. So try to make it work, compromise, be respectful, transparent, and honest with your spouse. And that way, you can maintain the harmony and peace in your married life. Talking about education in terms of primary education for those students pursuing high school bachelor's, the time can be a bit tough this month. So you will need to really focus and study hard to get any desired results. For those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, the time is also looking to be a bit tough, but not as tough as the primary education field. So as long as you put in the hard work and effort, you will do great. Just do not give in to too many distractions and temptations. If I talk about travel in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is looking supportive throughout the month. Whereas for long distance travel journey and vacation, the time is looking to be good as well. Just, you know, try to do it more after careful planning, due diligence, and maybe if you can take someone along with you on major long distance travel, it will be better for you. Finally, children in the progeny area, for those women looking to conceive, the time is looking to be supportive for the most part. You need to just check your natal chart and make sure it checks out as well. For those people having children, your relationship with them will be quite good for the most part and smooth, with the exception of some arguments here and there, which should be quite minor, unless you are running the dasha or bhukti of Mangal. I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, and I wish you the very best. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, let's talk about your career area first. Well, your career lord, which also happens to be your ascendant lord Jupiter, is going to get exalted this month in the sign of Cancer in the fifth house, which is a trine. So, overall, wonderful news for the career area. Lot of good changes are awaiting. Lot of beneficial transformations can take place now. If you're unemployed, there is a very strong chance of landing a new job opportunity. Those looking for relocation or desired job transfer, it can certainly play out. Those who have not got a bonus, promotion, salary increment for a long time, that can play out in your favor as well. So, overall, an excellent time career wise is indicated, especially in the second half of the month. If I talk about business, then business wise, it is going to be a slightly sensitive month. You need to be cautious in terms of your business activities because your business lord will be in the eighth house. A debilitated Venus, which controls your eighth house, will be in the business house. So that means overall, your interactions, whether it is with your business partners, subordinates, employees, need to be very prudent. You need to keep things confidential. You need to make sure to not trust people blindly. And you need to maintain professionalism at the workplace. Also, avoid taking any major unnecessary business related risk this month if possible. If I talk about finance, then overall, the financial area is going to be good for the most part. Money flow will be there, and overall, there will be good growth in savings, increase bank balance, and all those things are looking to be quite positive. If I talk about health area, then overall health area is also looking to be good for the most part. Although in the last 2 weeks, your focus can go towards resolving any pending health issues, whether it is acute or chronic, it depends. But the last 2 weeks can need your attention a bit towards, improving your health, and which will be for the best. If I talk about love life, then for single people wanting to get into a relationship, the time is going to present you with a lot of opportunities because your ascendant lord itself will get exalted in the fifth house. So a lot of optimism, hope will be reinvigorated in your house of relationships. And for those couples already in a relationship, there will be a lot of positivity, increased trust, bonding, harmony, peace that you will feel in your relationship. And you will start to feel that you are learning a lot and growing as an individual, through your partner. If I talk about marriage, for those people wanting to get married this month, it is not a favorable month for the same. So I urge you to maintain caution, wait for a better time. For those couples already married, there will be some ups and downs in your married life that you will feel, but overall, nothing major as long as you stay loyal, honest, caring, loving towards your spouse. You are going to maintain transparency, then things are going to be good for the most part. If I talk about education in terms of primary education for those students pursuing high school bachelor's, the time can be a bit tough this month. So you will need to really focus. And the same pretty much applies for higher education. For those students pursuing master's, PhD program, postdoc, at least the first 24, 25 days will be tough. But the last 4 or 5 days will actually be reverse. The results will be amazing because Mars will itself start transiting in the ninth house of higher education, which it rules. Travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking to be mediocre, not too great, not terrible either. In terms of long distance travel journey and vacation, the time in the last 4 or 5 days is looking to be exceptional and not till then. If I talk about children, then for the progeny area, for those women looking to conceive, looking to have children, who are desiring children, the time is now getting better in the third week and onwards because Jupiter, which is considered to be a wet planet, which supports fertility issues, will start becoming exalted in your fifth house itself. So naturally, the blessings will be there in the progeny area. You need to just make sure to verify your natal chart and make sure your dasha, bhukti, all those factors also confluence and support this. For those people already having children, overall your relationship with them will improve vastly, and they will start to be very much obedient, respectful, and supportive of you. And you will be the same, supportive of them as well. And overall, the bonding, love will increase as the time progresses. So, overall, I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, and I wish you all the best.